Happy day 29. It's a beautiful evening. I had a nice day at work and then went and watched a movie tonight for the first time and I don't know how long. Ended up watching the Odyssey. I love an epic tale, and it was beautifully done, and it made me think of the mythic nature of humanity and sometimes our own mythos as human beings. The stories we create, the battles we create, the characters and the avatars that we choose to embody in our life. And sometimes it's really helpful to play a role or to realize which of these archetypes we're bringing to life with our own stories. You know, the way we limit ourselves or the way we open ourselves. Hopefully this isn't too windy. And I think whenever I watch a movie like that, not that there's been a lot, but anytime we get into that storyteller frame of mind, it's like an invitation into look at my own life as a myth, right? As this idea of, just gonna step into the truck, as an idea of what do I want to embody? What do I want my story to be? What characters and qualities do I want to exhibit? You know, I'm not really sure I want to go take on the Cyclops or the Sirens of the ocean, but in some ways we all do, right? When we're taking on these aspects of ourselves that can feel demon-like or can feel hard to take, or where we go into the underworld of our own beliefs and thoughts. And I've noticed how much mine have shifted in my healing and in my coming home to who I am. And so I'm going to play with that for the next few days. I'm going to play into what mythos or what archetypes and stories do I want to switch or change, or when is it ready for me to face these parts of myself. And I remember talking to a friend about this, moderation with Mare, and how scared I was to start, because it meant for the first time I had to really look at me and look at these parts of myself that I had been reluctant to look at, or didn't have the capacity to look at, or the skills, or the timing, or fate, or whatever you want to call it. I think sometimes we circle around what is accessible, and that's such a beautiful part of the healing wheel. But then we're ready to get into some deeper stuff. And so part of this journey has been getting into this deeper stuff. And the deeper stuff is simple for me, right? It's moving my body. It's giving myself permission to rest. It's giving myself permission to create a new relationship with who I am. And that's scary, right? Because we lose ourselves in that. In part of this Odyssey, Ulysses loses himself for years. And I think that's such a beautiful symbol for when do we lose ourselves, right? And when do we come back into what we're ready to look at and what we're ready to go home to. And the story, I'm not ruining it, was a lot about getting home, right, after this epic battle, and being with the consequences of his choices. And where I'm not so much about consequences per se, I do look at these opportunities that are here in front of me now to say yes to an adventure, or say yes to myself, or however I decide that I want that to look. So yeah, feeling a little inspired, feeling like it's an avenue in which I can engage with this work that isn't quite so daunting or hard or dead. I don't, how many steps did you do? How many calories did you eat? I don't fucking know. But I fed myself today, and I moved my body, and I watched a movie, and that's a beautiful thing. So any mountain's high enough, folks.